Yo, I'm gonna wait for some more people to come in here, y'all. I was laid up. I supposed to have been going live, honey. I was in here all laid up. I know the first person in here probably one of my haters, one of my secret lovers. Okay, that's what you are. You one of my secret lovers. Okay, niggas probably sitting down Indian style by their phone listening at it. Okay. A shame. All right. But shit, none of it is. It's nothing I can concern myself with. Things I never concern myself with. Just because. Just because. You know what I'm saying? You know how you make up your mind. I just made up my mind that I was not gonna allow broke people to affect me. People that came to me, okay? Like going out of town without nothing is a crime. Okay, so let's get it in first.
This one I better do with the job. Me, I know get time, I did that. Dada cover my face, calling me that. Biggie man, we do the way I back that. Tell me, my nigga, what's it go? You are gone, all depends. Take your time, ride the boat. I know feet, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it go? You are gone, all depends. Take your time, ride the boat. I know feet, die for nothing. Make you know say anything when you do, they must commend it. I can't come and keep myself. So anything when you do, I they try to do on my way. I can't come and keep myself. Plenty, so far we be face. Just to make sure money day. But my people they go say I don't want fight, I don't want die, I don't want payment, I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, money go, what's it go?
Hey, hey, hey.
Ride the boat, I know fit, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it go? G-Wagon, all dependent. They get it, ride the boat, I know fit. Different things that happening, schemes and packaging. In a one night for shows, I'm juggling. Flow like the ocean, my boat, I'm paddling. Sharashing up and that's my bro, my family. Frozen dreams. When it comes to money, I take concentrate. Make I tell you straight, you are not my bait. If you didn't come, you shall not be head of state. But my people that go say, I know one time, I know one time, I know one time. I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. What's it go? You all depend. They get it, ride the boat. I know fit, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it go? You all depend. They get it, ride the boat. I know fit, die for nothing.
All right. Now, just to let everybody know, hey, what's up, Mr. Vaughn? How you feeling, baby? Just to let everybody know, everybody that's here, because I know it's probably like two people that fuck with me, and the rest of them is my weirdos that watch me and stalk me and observe me, you know, because they lack character. They lack the character and they lack the confidence, and they also lack the intelligence that it takes to have, your own way of speaking, that it takes to have your own way of expressing yourself. Like I said, honey, I supposed to came and went live earlier, and I was just laid up. Okay, I just every time I tried to get up,
Me too.
every time I tried.
I'm late.
All right, y'all. My baby here, pin drop. Okay, he get up. All right, my baby here, pin drop. He get up. Got up and came in here and said, "What you doing?" Oh, him so sweet. So, like I said, we're gonna have to pick back up with this tomorrow. Uh, well, not tomorrow. In about 4 or 5 hours, maybe. Um, when everybody's awake, because I have some ladies that really have some things that they need to say, and I just want to touch on a few things. Um, that this lady with the plastic wig, Stranicia, had to say. Uh, I mean, I really don't have no whole lot to say about it. I'm a what I want to do is I want to let her words speak, and I want everybody to understand that this is not this is not this is not even. Mm-mm. It's just crazy because you dealing with a motherfucker that don't even respect their husband. I mean, and the way that these aging narcissists like to spin things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna educate, since I'm certain the people are here, the aging narcissists. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to have class. Yep, I'm gonna have class, and we're gonna talk about the aging narcissist, and we're gonna talk about a lot of things that I did with myself as far as my inner healing and helping myself, because anybody that knows me knows I come from the rough side of the mountains. Okay, ain't nothing frail or fake or pussy about me, like, at all. And that's one of those things that I like pride myself on, because if you came from where I'm from and you made it out, you made it out, you made it out without selling nobody out, you made it out without snitching, you made it out without just going against the fucking grain, and you can come and go as just in your city as you please. And when younger people that come from the same neighborhood you come from see you, you are like royalty. Like where I come from in my neighborhood, I'm a very important person. Not because of money I made, not because of anything else, but because of the respect, the loyalty, the love that the people that I grew up with and I shared. It was always demonstrated in the things that we did and the things that we said, always was being demonstrated. Again, come from the rough side of the mountain. So shit, you had some of us that could, you know, have whatever they wanted. Parents was well to do, owned businesses and whatnot. And then there was some of us that our parents was on crack. You know what I mean? It's it's just fucked up. But right now, we about to go to school. And I'm gonna read this this is a paper that was done by someone that I know, and they went through a really bad situation with a narcissist, and it changed their mind and it changed the way that they looked at life. Because when a narcissist abuses you, the entire time that they're throwing jabs, they're saying that you're the one throwing jabs. Like they deflect everything they do onto you. They even deflect their emotions, the feelings that they feel from what they did onto you. So let's say you have a aging narcissist and they plan their game they played their entire life, which is deflect, put everything on everybody else, take no accountability for nothing they do. Well, as time goes on, people seem to understand. Now let's get it, y'all. And this is for anybody that's interested in going to school. Those of you who are unable to learn, or you know what, this is especially for my four secret admirers and their flying monkeys. Okay? Only the flying monkeys that's still flying around. Not the flying monkeys that done, laid down the that done traded in their wings and got their legs back and got their whole life together, shook it off and walked away. No, not none of them. How and why narcissists get worse with age comes from a book, The Narcissist in Your Life. Aging is hard. Losing our vitality and facing our mortality can be scary and painful. Now, Mediva said that I'm going to die from diabetes. Guess what, Mediva? Let me tell you something, baby. Did you know that I'm not on insulin or anything like that, honey? When I found out that I had the diabetes, I simply did things to arrest it. And pretty soon here, I'm going to go get the same surgery you had, and then I'll be done. The surgery you get when you big and got diabetes, and you probably did it so you could look good. I just want to be a mama, you know, because I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at being a mama, being as though I didn't abandon none of my seeds or nothing. They all up in here with me, and if they not in here with me, they somewhere making the world a better place. Okay, They are a decent contribution to my society. They are a decent contribution. Now, why does it seem that narcissists get worse with age? Aging is hard. Losing our vitality, facing our mortality can be scary and painful. But we discover upsides, like reaping the fruits of our personal and professional labors. Wow. Well, that's it right there. Ain't got no personal or professional, ain't got no fruits of your labor. That's why you want to take everything from Noel. But girl, you're not even going to get a penny. You don't have no damn paperwork on that damn woman. It's paperwork on you. That's why the cops was at your house throwing your man on the damn ground for threatening lives. It's definitely paperwork on you for taking a cease and desist letter that was delivered to you a full month ago, pouring spaghetti sauce on it, throwing spaghetti sauce all over your damn house, lying to the cops saying that it was poop because you was foxing someone's page. And when you looked at their page, it said, "Hey, I'm in Tampa. Come out for coffee." And you did not even think twice. You sprang into action because you wanted to have one up. But like I told your old ass before, you're not that smart. So you did all of that without even knowing if that woman was still there or if Carrie was actually there. Neither of them were there. Neither of them were there. And the FBI knows that. So they know you lied. Okay? And I'm gonna leave that right there. I mean, this is just like the numerous times that you lied about having a lawyer. Like we was talking about it yesterday. You said you had a lawyer for months and months and months when these people was dragging the shit out of you. Put up pictures of you and you lost all your teeth, just dragged the shit out of you. Put up pictures of your deceased mother. I mean, they dragged you in ways I ain't never seen people drag before. I'm telling everybody now, you got something to say about my dead mama. We ain't never got nothing to say again. Talk about my kids. We ain't never got nothing to say again. I don't care how much I love you or how much I care about you. You got to go. Because I'm their protector. Greetings, no nonsense. Well, look, it ain't no whole bunch of people in here. It's just my admirers, my bush people. You know what I'm saying? My mods is asleep. So this ain't going to take too long. I'm just going to read an excerpt from a book. So, the aging narcissist. Okay? Aging is hard. Gotta face your mortality. It's scary. But we discover upsides like reaping the fruits of our personal and professional labors. Personal labors for a woman would be like seeing your children get older, get married, grandbabies, things of that nature, which you don't get to do that if you gave your kids away and they don't fuck with you. Okay? And professional labors, if you was laying on your back the whole fucking time, you ain't gotta use your goddamn brain. All you gotta use is that goddamn hole between your damn legs that you mistake for, you mistook it for a hole in the wall and let everybody just go dumping up in there and didn't want to take care of what come out. So no professional labors. We know you ain't done shit with your life. Recognizing our core values and releasing shallow pursuits. Releasing shallow pursuits is like what you're doing right now. The constant bickering with everybody, not knowing how to take responsibility for one's actions. Um, What's up, guy? I love you. Being as though you were the one who transgressed against everyone, but you won't take responsibility for it. And you know these women don't have a platform to speak on. And you know these women that they're not even that personality to come and, speak ill on anybody. That's just not them. So you do it to them so brutally and so brash, just so you can sit at the table with other disrespectful people. I just got one question. Who was sitting beside you? Who was on those Zoom calls with you all day long? Who was there when you cried? Who was there? Because these people terrorized you for a good little while, for a few months. Totally terrorized the shit out of you. And the whole thing about your husband, that's already been confirmed that it was actually one of your friends who wrote that. And they definitely said that first. Most certainly, they was the ones who said it first. But if someone else says it, oh, I'm going to take everything from them because they said this and that about my husband. Furthermore, you know that lawyer got a lawyer. And you know about her house where and where. You know she got way more houses than that. You know that lady got money. You know she bust her ass in her years. You ain't getting no damn money from her, child. Her name ain't Curry. See, let's continue. Recognizing our core values and releasing shallow pursuits and enjoying long term connections with family and friends. But for the narcissistic personality, gratitude is difficult, and aging tends to heighten feelings of vulnerability, fear, and rage. Bitterness. Instead of maturing, mellowing, gaining wisdom, narcissists, unless helped with treatment, which is unusual, remain emotionally stunted children whose deficient empathy and self centered neediness intensify with aging. They view growing old as a series of ravaging defeats that they struggle against with denial and resentment or submit to with depressed resignation. I'm back. Okay. So they grow old they look at growing old as a series of defeats, and they struggle with denial, meaning they can't believe they're getting old, and they submit with a depressed resignation. Having relied heavily on externalities such as their looks, wealth, fame, connections, or professional achievements. Let's see, these people did not have wealth, fame, connections, or achievements. But you can't take they looks from them. They look like something. Okay. Having relied heavily on externalities such as their looks, wealth, fame, connections, or professional achievements to fortify their fragile self esteem, older narcissists find themselves increasingly stripped of their defenses and diminished in their ability to charm, impress, bully, manipulate, and otherwise control others. Since narcissists nearly always refuse to take responsibility for their actions or circumstances, they grow bitter and feel victimized by life, blaming others for their disappointments. Going to extremes. Narcissists tend to age into extremes versions of their worst selves. And when dementia comes into the picture, it often exacerbates matters. As narcissists get worse with age, they become more desperate, deluded, isolated, paranoid, defensive, bitter, angry, rigid, mean, and abusive. Because of narcissists' lack of compassion for their antagonism, meaning they don't feel bad. As they age, their relationships and friendships often falter or fail, leaving them lonely and isolated. Spouses may have left or withdrawn to avoid their criticism and combativeness. Adult children may have pulled away or cut contact altogether because of their toxic influence. Their grandchildren may be estranged from them because their adult children have asserted boundaries to protect their families. Listen to this one. Friends may have pulled away because of their unmasked arrogance, selfishness, and envy. Neighbors and other community members may have rejected them because of their callous behavior and rude assertions of superiority and entitlement. Extended family may have excluded them because of their divisiveness. Bigotry. As their personal power fades and their social sphere narrows, narcissists are more likely to look for scapegoats anywhere they can. Their increasingly desperate, grandiose delusions often bring out bigotry and assertions of superiority over marginalized people, including other old people. Aging narcissists often express ageism, sexism, racism, and queer phobia to bolster themselves against their feelings of lost power over others. When you have people in your life that come jacked up like this, it's just psycho, and it's just too much. So we're gonna do a compare and contrast now. The overt and the covert narcissist, they both suck. When we think of narcissistic personality disorder, it's typically the flamboyant person dominating everything. Compared to the overt, the covert narcissist lacks the brash confidence to seek attention and perform for the crowd, preferring to stay on the sidelines where he or she feels less exposed to possible criticism and humiliation. Although the covert narcissist is harder to spot in the crowd, he or she is just as selfish, entitled, and manipulative as the overt variety. Whether bold bullies or shrieking violets, narcissists have well honed survival skills that depend on controlling and exploiting others. Both the overt and covert narcissists lack empathy and has delusions of grandeur that scaffold a gaping sense of worthlessness. Okay? So they're out of their mind. They believe things that are not true to make up for the fact that they feel like crap. Both compulsively manipulate, and denigrate others. And both types use denial, blame, guilt, gaslighting, and other manipulations to serve their need to control the narrative and feel superior. While all narcissists share basic profound inadequacies and compensatory strategies, their tactics differ depending on the persona they are most comfortable with. General narcissist traits: they lack empathy, awareness of, or concern for the feelings, needs, and perspective of others. Number two, they have delusions of grandeur and react bitterly if their delusions are threatened or dashed. Three, they manipulate others as a means of control. Four, they are intolerant of criticism and in response will lash out or seek revenge. Did y'all hear what I said? They don't tolerate criticism, and in response, they will lash out or seek revenge. Five, they never genuinely apologize or take responsibility for their actions. They lie to themselves and others to support their delusions. They rationalize their own words and actions, no matter how inappropriate, no matter how inappropriate, false, rude, or cruel. Okay? They divide and conquer within families, which is why they don't belong to none. They scapegoat or idealize certain people within their sphere of control. Now, the overt narcissist is the one that's, yeah, I'm this and I'm that, whatever, whatever. Okay. Overt narc traits compulsively attract attention to themselves, whether it's positive or negative. They demand admiration and agreement, and without it, react with impatience or rage. They charm and flatter with false intimacy those they wish to impress. They study a room for the most vulnerable and attack to display their superiority. They are arrogant, especially with those they view as underlings. They are given to rages far beyond normal anger, including physical violence. They ridicule, mock, and denigrate others in games of one upmanship. They project entitlement and expect special treatment, such as wanting to change court dates and want to use their white privilege to get off for charges and everything. Not gonna work, but okay. Now, they can turn it on and turn it off at will, charm, interest, and attention, depending on their motives. Now, the covert narcissist, the one that's not as up in your face with it, they on the low with it a little bit. They behave passive aggressively to get their way. They are smug and insensitive. They seek out other people to take care of them, to exploit them. That sounds like somebody, Denicia. They cry on cue and manipulate through self pity and performances. They have delusions of victimization and persecution. They will stage a crisis to gain attention. They exaggerate suffering and sickness to garner sympathy. Brain tumor. They have a long history of depression and anxiety. They habitually drain their partner and family emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
and often monetarily. They blame their problems and failures on unfair people, institutions, and circumstances.
I'm back. Okay. So when we are doing and going through all of this kind of stuff with these people, it's very important to understand that this is a untreatable, passive aggressive mental condition. But for those who have gone through things with these people, okay, we have to do our due diligence to find our inner power because we have inner power, all right? We have to like deal and go back to who we really, really are. Okay? We have to understand certain things. One thing we have to understand is cause and effect. Whatever you experience in your life is really but the outpicturing of your own thoughts and beliefs. Now, you can change these thoughts and beliefs, and then the outer picture must change too. The outer picture cannot change until you change your thoughts. Your real heartfelt conviction is what you outpicture or demonstrate, not your mere pious opinions or formal assents. Convictions cannot be adopted just because you want a healing. They are built up by the thoughts you think and the feelings you entertain day after day as you go through life. So it's your habitual mental conduct that weaves the pattern of your destiny for you. And is not this just as it should be? So no one else can keep you out of your kingdom or put you in it either. The story of your life is really the story of the relations between yourself and God. See, we have to be willing to be responsible for our actions and our conduct. We always, you know, go through stuff and, try to deal with it, and you know, it goes like that. Rough altars. And if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. But if thou lift up thy tool upon it, thou hast polluted it. Exodus 20:25. The secret of success in prayer is to be simple, direct, and spontaneous. Any kind of elaboration is sure to break the spiritual contact and result in failure. In the above text, the Israelites were told that they must not polish or square or elaborate their altars. They were to use just a rough and ready pile of stones. Israel in the Bible stands for anyone who believes in God and prayer. So, if anybody knows the story of Israel, Israel was a man, And he wrestled with an angel all night long. And in the morning, as the as he grew weary, the angels told him, "You have battled and defeated your greatest enemy, yourself. You are no longer Jacob. You are now Israel." Okay? So Israel in the Bible stands for anyone who believes in God and prayer. And so we see from this text that effective prayer is something direct and immediate. As soon as you begin to elaborate, you are using the intellect. And with the intellect, you cannot get spiritual contact. The intellect is an excellent thing within its own strictly limited sphere, but you cannot pray intellectually. Whenever your mental activity becomes involved, or especially if you feel like you're being rather clever or literary, if you feel that you're being rather clever or literary, you may be enjoying yourself, but be certain that you are not praying. If a tiger suddenly jumped in the window, you would not elaborate or plunge into abstract metaphysical speculations. You would pray very directly and you would probably make your demonstration. So, as I went through what I went through with these people, the whole time I was I was forced to grow in internally. I was forced to grow up internally because for the first time I was involved in a situation that, number one, if I took control of the situation, it could cause me to lose my freedom. I would end up being named on those subpoenas as a defendant. Thank God I'm not, because it could have easily went a different way if I didn't have self-control. And at one time in my life, I did not have self control, and it put me in a lot of bad situations. A lot of situations that I wish I would have had the patience, or the maturity that it took to think about what the hell I was about to do to myself. And, like, if I could go back, I would. And I would tell my younger self, chill. But back then, I was thugged out and it wasn't no chill because it wasn't no chill type life. Everything was fast. Everybody was living fast. Everybody was dying fast. It was just fast life. And I was blessed enough to have come out of that in one piece, just to come all this way and get into it with some clowns that don't even care about theyself and lose everything I got. And my babies lose me. And when my son come back looking for me and my daughters come back looking for me, because I done put everything I am into them. They going out into the world with my heart, with my drive. And they do so under the premise that their mom is okay. So I done messed myself up and took my freedom away from myself, you know, sitting up somewhere begging and crying for evidence that ain't there. I'm a realist. So if I did something, I know what I did, you know. Don't make much sense to me to lie to yourself about things like that. It don't much help nobody. But we going to get into a little bit more self-help and then I'm going to get up out of here because I'm going to lay back up some more, okay? and we can do this tomorrow. No matter what problem you face, no matter what problem you may have to face today, there is a solution because you have nothing to deal with but your own thoughts. As you know, you have the power to select and control your thoughts. Difficult, difficult though it may be at times to do so, as long as you think that your destiny is in the hands of other people, the situation is hopeless. People say it's useless for me to struggle because of such and such a reason. If only I had a profession. If only I had married someone else. If only I had not bought this business. If only I had gone abroad when I had that chance, and so on. But this is a vital mistake because you have nothing to deal with but your own thoughts. Remind yourself of this fact constantly. Repeat it to yourself 100 times a day until you really do begin to grasp all that it means to you. Write it down where you'll see it often. Have it on your desk or wherever you work. Hang it in your bedroom where you'll easily see it. Write it in your pocketbook. Write it on your soul by constantly dwelling upon it. It will transform your life. It will lead you out of the land of Egypt and out of the house of bondage, and it will bring you to God. God has no office hours. There's never a time when God is unavailable. Day or night, summer or winter, God is always present, always ready to heal, to comfort, to inspire. It is not possible that you could turn to God in prayer without receiving help. It is not possible that you could ever find yourself anywhere where God is not fully present, fully active, able and willing to set you free from any difficulty. The one thing required of you is that you shall turn to Him wholeheartedly and that you should expect Him to act. If you are not wholehearted, if you pray with the feeling that if it does not go good, at least it can do no harm, you can hardly expect results. If you turn to God in prayer without tension, without vehemence, but quietly, steadily, and persistently, results will come. The greater the emergency, the easier it will be to demonstrate. But you must be wholehearted. For the double minded man is unstable in all his ways. The most powerful of all prayers is simply, be still and know that I am God. Okay? I got one that I know y'all will like. And the name of this is The Single Eye. True simplicity is the master key of spiritual understanding. This simplicity will be found to inhere in material conditions, but of course, its fundamental root lies in one's mental outlook. Simplicity of thought will naturally be reflected in a general simplicity in the way of living and working. The heart that is fixed on many different things is never at peace. And it is to the heart at peace that the realization of God comes. Mental simplicity consists in seeing the one presence everywhere in all things. This is the single eye of which Jesus spoke. And if we will but cultivate the single eye, all the less important things will automatically fall into place. It is because we are all too involved in external and unimportant details that we so often overlook the great opportunity.
Man will undergo incredible hardships in his search for the Holy Grail. But when God puts the chalice to his lips, he too often pushes it roughly away. Okay? This last one, this is the one, like, I always have a real hearty laugh at this, right? Because when I first started reading this book, I thought like it was like talking about somebody in particular, or do I know anybody like that? But no, it wasn't that. And it was so long, like it really got into it. Y'all, I'm going to go soon, y'all, because Dateline on now. Shoot. Now, okay. It's called the Moron Club. Prominent members of the Moron Club. Number one, Mr. Atlas. It is proverbial that the troubles that worry us most are the ones we never have to meet. Countless people have been killed by misfortunes that never happened to them. This looks absurd on paper, but tragically true in life. Of all the types of foolish people, Mr. Atlas probably takes the palm. Not satisfied with his own many troubles, and Mr. Atlas is certain to have a many of his own. He has to go about worrying over everybody else's problems too. The Greeks pictured him carrying the whole world on his shoulders, bowed down under intolerable weight. And this is a splendid symbol of what many people are doing today. Let me get my drink. Mind your own business, Mr. Atlas. Hold your own neck, bro. Meaning, mind your own business, rake your own leaves, scrub your own doorstep, and that will give you quite enough to do if you do it properly. Don't try to carry the burdens of the whole world. Such a policy will destroy you and not help the world. Leave something to God. After all, it is He who's responsible for the world and not you. Has it ever occurred to you that if you had never been born, the world would have got along somehow and that God would probably take care of everything all right? To worry over conditions that you cannot change is gratuitous folly. To get and keep your own peace of mind, to do your own duties well, and see the presence of God in all men and things is the surest way, both to help the world and to make sure your own life is divinely successful too. So, the most foolish person is the one that wants to solve everybody's problems. We all been there before, those of us that have hearts. But this situation taught me, and I said, okay, I had to learn. It was hard too, because I'm telling you, I can't even tell you now that I have hatred for all of these people. Okay? Because I don't hate all of them. Next, the Morons Club. Okay? Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay. All right. The next person His name is Seesaw Simpson. He's a moron club member. Number 4, Seesaw Simpson. In the popular novel of The Last Generation, there was a boy whom his comrades named Seesaw Simpson because he was constantly changing his mind. He is now a middle-aged man and has been a prominent member for many years. In fact, he is second vice president. Brother Simpson never knows his mind for 24 hours at a time. He is actually, he's usually of the option of the last person who talked to him, but not infrequently. He switches again as soon as he is alone once more. Drifting mentally, wait a minute, his drifting mentality simply cannot crystallize in any direction. In the words of the Bible, he is cursed with the curse of Reuben, unstable as water, thou shalt not excel. He is sincere and good natured and well meaning, but his character is so weak that he cannot take a definite attitude on any point and hold to it. He has no principles. He does not know where he stands on any subject. The natural consequence of all this is that in business he has been a failure, and all social relationships he's sure to be the one overlooked. No one trusts Brother Simpson because no one ever knows what he will do next. It is impossible to make everyone to make satisfactory arrangements with him about anything because the next time you see him, he will have changed his mind and let you down. And very likely he will soon afterward change it back again. Make up your mind. Do one thing or another. But in heaven's name, do not seesaw about it indefinitely. Okay? You take a decisive step, you may be right or you may be wrong. But if you seesaw about, you are certain to be wrong. If indecisiveness is your failing, practice making snap decisions. When the occasion arises, say, the Christ is guiding me. Then do one thing or the other quickly. Then stick to your choice. In spite of many doubts you may have, if you really believe what you have said, that God is guiding you, your decision must be the right one. Keep this practice up for some weeks and you will make mistakes in the beginning. You will rapidly find yourself making quick, almost effortless decisions that turn out to be correct, and this will become a habit. P.S. Does Seesaw Simpson remind you at all of someone whose name you often sign? This is not for the children that can't take when they being called out. This is only for the adults who are ready to change the things that they don't like about themselves. Okay? Self help, if you may. All right? Last one, and then we're going back to watch Dateline and drink coffee. Okay? Because that's what I like to do. This is yesterday was National Relaxation Day. I'm gonna blame that for the reason why I was doing my hair, right? So y'all know how the young girls use all the got to be and all of that and get it up in there and get it pretty and do your little. So I done did my hair, put on my little fashion over girl. I'm laid up in here thinking I'm doing something slick, and my husband came in here, and that was all she wrote, man. Next thing I know, it was time to pray. Next thing I know, I was fixing breakfast. Next thing I know, I'm on here. So, the moron clause. Number 5 is Wilbur Weakfish. He is easily the most popular member. Everyone likes him. He is so kind. Indeed, his kindness is a byword amongst his friends, and most of them say he is the nicest man they ever met.
A real good sport with a big heart. He is indeed kind to almost everyone, and in that almost lies the tragedy, for it gives the other side of the story. Wilbur Weakfish is always popular with strangers because he cannot say no. It is only those who are nearest to him who ever hear that word. He is so full of philanthropy that there is no room for him in the word duty. He gives money to strangers because he cannot say no, although his wife needs a coat. He presents the club with a new set of bookcases for the library, for which he receives an illuminated address and thanks from the president handed to him at a full meeting. But the landlord does not get his rent for a couple of months, and the family is humiliated and threatened with dispossession. He likes to see his name high up on every subscription list, but a large sum of money that he borrowed from his brother nearly 10 years ago has gone never repaid. And when his eldest son was ready to enter college, it was no money for him, and he had to find a job instead. Why does he do it? People say it's because he's kind hearted. Nothing of the sort. It is because he is selfish and weak. He loves to be thanked effusively, but play Lord bountiful. And one does not get this for doing one's duty. He can't say no because he does not want to. He prefers to enjoy himself at anyone's expense. Does Wilbur remind you at all of anyone's? Does Wilbur Wheatfish remind you at all of someone whose name you often sign? Calamity Jane. She's the most regular attendant at meetings, but even there she cannot be said to be popular, and everywhere else she is disliked. She is almost a hereditary member because of her uncle, Dismal Daniel, one of the founders of the club, although he said at the time he did not think it could succeed. He underestimated the potential membership. Calamity Jane is a chronic pessimist. She seeks the dark side of everything immediately and nothing else. She always anticipates the worst. When anything new is started, she says it can't succeed or that it is is now too and now it's too late. When things are going well, she shakes her head and says that they are too good to last. Her role in life seems to be to discourage as far as she can everyone she comes across, and she is usually fairly successful in this. She is born she is a born wet blanket. Joy Joy cannot live in her presence, no matter how enthusiastic people may be. Jane's arrival lowers the temperature towards zero. According to Jane, the country is shot into pieces and cannot recover. The state which she lives has no future because the climate is bad and the soil is exhausted. And her city, she says, is doomed because it's badly situated anyway of those who govern it are a bunch of bad people. Of course, her own life is beset with constant difficulties. She grumbles about her whole digestive tract, which is naturally in a bad way. It causes her daily torment, and she says there is there is hope for it because it runs in the family. Her Uncle Daniel just had the same trouble. Her financial and business affairs are so involved that they make her like a constant misery. She never knows where the next month rent is coming from, and sometimes this applies to last month's rent as well. Of course, she can no more have prosperity than she can have health with the mental model she has built for herself. But she seems incapable of realizing this and goes on destroying her own health, happiness, and prosperity day after day. She is the only enemy that she has in the world. The second best prayer ever written is the Scotsman's Prayer. Lord, give us a good conceit of ourselves. You cannot have too much respect for yourself. You cannot have too much confidence in yourself. You cannot claim too much for yourself, but remember that you must realize these things as being the expression of God in you
and not independent qualities of your own. You must also accept them as being true for every other human being. Nothing but failure can come of self depreciation. Thinking of yourself as a worm and the son of a worm is the quickest way to demonstrate a wormy existence. Crawling about mentally can only be the prelude to crawling about spiritually, morally, and even physically. Affirm your divine selfhood. Look the world in the face and fear nothing. Of course, it is true that stupid people can get the malady called swelled head, and this always ends in a fall. But the realization of one's divine selfhood never gives the swelled head. Claim your glorious divine selfhood. Think it, talk it, live it, and it will demonstrate itself in your life. Come out of the mental doghouse and move into the palace not made with hands, but the palace of mental poise, divine wisdom, and true satisfying success. Everyone, that has been our installment for this evening. I don't want to come on here and drag nobody right now while they sleep, because it is Sunday morning. And furthermore, just seeing somebody that old on that tip going around like that at 50 years old, it really don't put me in a place where I want to be angry. It put me in a place where I really feel bad for this woman. And it makes me seek knowledge of self. It makes me want to be a better me, because I don't want to grow up and be that way. I want to have all of the trappings of a decent life. I want to have all of the trappings of a decent mother. I want to have all of the trappings of a decent woman. Everything else gonna gonna come. But it starts with me being worthy of it. It starts with me, you know. That's what it starts with. Peace, no nonsense, baby. But yeah, like that. It start with me. I can't look around and say, oh, I want everybody to be, you know, perfect, this and that, and I'm coming to the table jacked up and messed up and don't treat nobody right or none of that, you know. And my mistake that I made with these people, I swear on everything. Somebody asked me this the other day. Somebody told me, you're going to have to take responsibility and acknowledge the part that you played in this. I said, what? She said, you're going to have to understand that this was something that happened to you not once, but twice with with these two people. What did you do wrong? Where did you mess up? And I thought about it. I saw what they was. I knew what they was, and I still dealt with them. I didn't call out for myself that I can't be friends with these with people like this. I didn't want to call it out. I didn't want to accept it. So I had to get spanked. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself. Some people that you meet, you can pretty much tell if you and that person gonna, be long-term friends or short-term friends, or just like, somebody that you met and you kept on pushing. You can pretty much tell with a female being another woman, like, if this person gonna be my good Judy and we gonna be good Judys, and you know. But one thing that I knew, I'm gonna speak on how with each person what went on with each person that let me know it was an issue. When it comes to you, Trinicia, it was that night that I caught you in the lie for the first time. And I was so frustrated, I cried. I was so mad because you tried to play me and tried to lie and then tried to play me on top of the lie. And I said, wow, these women you deal with, they love you so much that, but they just let you lie to them. Like, what the fuck? And on that call, they had to agree and say, yeah, it do say that. Now listen, this was the situation. I gave her something. I gave her a screenshot in November. In December, somebody else had it. I knew it could have only came from her. So when I asked her about it, she said, I sent you a message. I couldn't find you on IG. I hit somebody up with a name similar to yours, and I sent them a voice clip talking about that because the conversation is saying nothing to the sort. Okay, all right, that's what it is. Okay. So that's when some time passed and she had apologized. Oh, I ain't know. I gave it up. You know, I hit you up and I left you that voice clip to let you know, and I let it go. And then one day, I was looking through some things, and I came upon that screenshot, and you know what I'm talking about, Venicia. I came upon that voice record that she had sent me because I was very upset that she gave away that screenshot. I trusted her with that, and she gave it to somebody else. And she didn't give it away a long time. She gave it away some time after, not as soon as she got it. Her story was as soon as she got it, she gave it to her, and it's bad because on the whole thing she's saying, "Oh, I promise I won't give it to her. I swear I won't give it to nobody," and blah blah blah. And I said, "I'm trusting you," and she gives it away anyway. Okay, so she sends me this voice clipping in October. I give her the thing in November. The other person got it in December. Okay. So when I go back to go look, because I was talking to somebody, I go back and I go look at the messages. And she screenshotted and sent it to me. And I noticed on the message that the message was in October. Like, what the hell? Well, this ain't happening. No. And that's when I got angry about the situation all over again. Because now I see what she did. This bitch done lied to me and tried to play me. So I go back at her. Oh, I didn't know you were still mad about that. Oh, you're going to try to threaten me in front of these ladies? I said, no, I'm going to show you where you're lying. And she made me go back to the screenshots, to the messages and everything and show everybody in the group what it was. Okay? And even when she was all the way busted out, she still ain't wanna admit to it. And that's what was hurting my feelings. That's what was making me mad. That you gonna try to crack slick and you knew you was lying the whole time. You a liar. Then I figured it out. She lies about every goddamn thing. Everything. That's why she always say, I told one lie. No, 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 no. Told many lies. I busted your ass out so bad that day. You ain't know what to do with yourself. Oh yeah, girl. You better start being respectful of that poor husband of yours at some point. Stop emasculating that man online. I don't like his ass, but still, that make that ain't cool. I heard he was telling your ass to get offline and you wouldn't now do it because you was too busy arguing and cussing and carrying on and wishing death on me and calling people all kinds of names and carrying on because the truth hurts. And whenever you gotta come and tell a agent narc, okay, when you gotta tell the agent narcissist the truth, remember what we read. They lash out anytime you speak the truth to them. They will lash out. They don't like the truth. They do not like the truth, and they do not like nobody telling them the truth. So when you're dealing with them, you better understand that when you come with that reality shit, they gonna get mad. Because even with the other people, it all started over a lie they told. Now let's get back to it. Each person I knew it was certain things. So with Dranicia, it was her line over giving Latonya that screenshot. Right there at that moment, I knew that I couldn't fuck with this person, that this bitch will look you in your face and lie hard as shit and just lie. She demonstrated that shit. She demonstrated that shit. After that, another thing I'll say is with the other one moment I can recall in particular when they were visiting my house and he asked for a cup of coffee. And I gave him the cup of coffee and, like, a disposable coffee mug. I keep them a lot because, my kids sometimes like to take Ovaltine and stuff like that. See, I even got a little one that like coffee. So I keep things like that on hand because I got a pretty busy household. Sometimes we gotta run out the door with hot drinks. And he says to my husband, do she have these all the time? Or did she just get those because she has company? And my husband looked at him with my husband is unfazed. He's a different kind of person. So my husband said, she keep that kind of stuff in there in that house. He looked at me and said, oh, you fancy. When I gave him a gift, it was a shirt. And, I'm so used to anytime you change or do anything that, I'm black. I come from a black household. So anytime you pop a tag, you gotta do what? Soap and water. So I gave him, the little gift bag and took it straight out the joint. He put the shirt straight on, like right then and there. Like it was nice to know that he could use it, you know. Like I said, at this time I was very fond of these people. I was very fond of these people. I thought these people was my friends. I thought they had love for me, you know. And I don't want nobody coming to my house feeling like, nobody care about them, So I did what I would want done for me when they was here. Every little person, every little thing, they was just like trying to turn me against every fucking body. That's why when I say they won't allow you to stand out on the side, you got to get in the dirt with them. That's what I mean by that. It ain't like you won't be tarnished by it. Because by the end of that night, me and my sister was beefing hard, and I was laying her ass out because she hurt somebody else fucking feelings. All right, and this same damn person can talk about my kids and every goddamn thing else. I fought with my own sister over her because my sister hurt her feelings and said that she was steal from Walmart. Okay. For the husband, it was the look in his eye. For her, it was the intense way she would get angry with Latonya. Said to me one time, Latonya, that bee is selfish, just like my mother. That's why I don't like her. Like taking another thing or person that I hate, that I got a deep, intense, anger for, and just push it off on this people. That's why shit was done to Latonya by these people, because in their mind they had just deflected off everything, every ill that they feel for their self, and say it's them. This is what narcissists do. Whatever they're doing, you'll know it. They'll tell you. They'll just tell you that it's someone else doing it. And because of karma, we're here. Because of karma, we're going to court. These people have done this to a whole lot of people. Doxed a whole lot of people. Terrorized a whole lot of women. And this is the first time that they are actually being prosecuted for it. So this has to happen. It's a part of the story. I don't know if this is the part of the story where you stop. I don't know if this is the part of the story where you get your life together. But this is the part of the story where I get off. I'm done. And I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with a person talking about I'm starting with them when they're holding up pictures with my face attached to a damn Star Wars character body, and they just sit over there and just do stuff like that. Why? Because I am not checking for you. I'm not checking for you. Nobody is checking on you. Nobody. Nobody is checking for you. Okay? Come to me talking about I want to be Muslim. Help me be Muslim. Okay? You don't even have nothing. And every last friend that you had, you crossed them to be friends with those people. You crossed them, you shitted on them, you cussed them out, you treated them like shit. People that supported you financially and otherwise, and you would treat them like that. You would treat them like that just because you couldn't take the motherfucking beating they was putting on your ass. Go to the people that they'll tell you, I didn't sell them out or sell them up for shit. You was the one that told me my homies was setting me up. Okay? But that part of the story never comes out. See, they're not telling that part of the story. They're not telling that part of the story where three people was trying to fucking set me up. And when I caught them, they ran over there. They ran back to the enemy. And the enemy is so damn stupid. They listened to these people lie and tell them that everything that they were doing, that it was me. And then came the narrative, oh, she's the puppet master. Oh, she did this and she did that. No, ma'am. No, sir. These are your actions and your doings. And that's why when we go to court, I have plenty of evidence of you harassing, stalking, and threatening me. You don't have one thing on me. Why? Because you were lying the entire time. So everybody that's running around in these chat rooms calling me all kinds of precious, and I don't give a damn what you fucking call me, bitch. I ain't broke. And I don't care. But what I do care about is the truth. That's that I care. I care about the truth. I care about people knowing the truth about what went on. I want everybody to know the truth of the matter, which is I did not go along with a lie. And then I wouldn't be mean to somebody that I was told, I should just go fight with. And because I didn't follow and just go be a ignorant asshole and just go fight and argue and cuss a woman out, I speak to her in the chat room, and that's all she wrote. Just like what happened today. That girl came in here and put up peeping eyes. She ain't say shit. I ain't say shit to her. Next thing you know, this old lying ass bitch lying talking about I said that she told me this, that. Like, bitch, stop lying. Stop lying. That girl ain't telling me you did shit. The fact of the matter is this. There is a recording and you're stupid. And no, it wasn't Lurker. Lurker wasn't even on the call. I ain't even hear her on the recording. But I heard your dumb ass. And I heard your dumb ass say, yeah, I'm gonna get those bitches. Yeah. I balled up that season. Well, you said that it was your husband. You said it was his idea. See, this how you know that there really is a recording. You said it was his idea, and you said that y'all poured murder on everything and smeared it everywhere, and then called the police and said that it was Noel and Carrie. And then y'all told them that we had her on camera running away from the house. And you said that you told the FBI that you and your son was scared. Y'all was standing by a window and it was somebody at your window. And that's what you're going to use to take everything from Noelle when she was not even there. And Carrie damn sure wasn't there. Okay? But this is what you're basing your fictitious case on. If this attorney had a case, she would know. And she would know when it was and every damn thing. You sit up and just lie for nothing. And the bad part about it is you have done things to break the law. You have. But you got so much balls and entitlement that you think you can sit there and just lie. And nobody's supposed to even ask you about it. You talk about, yeah, they're dodging process servers. That's another thing. That's another way I knew how you knew you was lying about that lawyer. You told me that your new best friend, was dodging process servers because you was trying to have a cease and desist uh, order put on, which I told you, you can do that yourself. However, you know, you said that the process servers had come by and they were dodging them because they didn't want them. And then the plot thickened. And once again, you lose, just like everything else in your fucking life. Because, baby, Agent Styles, no. that they was not there. And they know that you lied. And they know that your husband threatened that woman life. And if these people are getting in trouble for it, what you think? Your husband the fucking golden boy? What you think going on with that? Oh, because they ain't give you nothing. You think that y'all not being watched? Girl, I clear, man. Some people claim they smart, but I don't think so. So let me go and get my breakfast started and then, I live in the country, you know. Get on down here and get these hot cakes and things going. Mm, no, I'm having French toast souffle. Right now, I'm having a strawberry and yogurt parfait. So you gotta start your morning off right. You can't just eat donuts and dome 2 liters of soda. Talking about don't take care of yourself, girl. My skin is flawless. This is not no face full of makeup, baby. That's just eyes. That's it. Eye makeup. Everything else, baby, this is me. And it's a recent pic too. See that 37-year-old skin? See how soft that shit is? You mean to tell me your soggy ass neck and your soggy ass Walmart pants? Because first of all, I want to know how you talking about fat people. When you was fat too, you had the fucking gastric bypass. And then you won't even tell no damn body. Talking about, the night of the concert and everybody was congratulating the performers, the entertainers. And while that was going on, you couldn't take nobody else having any attention. So you decided to have a whole tummy ache. I can't throw up ever since I had my ulcer fixed. You mean since you had your gastric bypass? And then you go around calling people fat and I don't know, man. I don't know. I heard in the deep south, they dog y'all though. So I guess that's what you dealing with. Understand this though. You know, I know, you you know, and everybody else know how you kissed my ass, not the other way around. We also know that your uneducated ass wanted to always have me around you because you weak. You can't stand on your own and stand firm and stand strong. You a weak ass nigga. You gotta be standing with somebody to pop off. Cause when you was over there by yourself, they was damn sure punking the dog shit out you. Hmm. I mean, if I wanted to hurt you, all I would have to do is go get the videos that they made about you. Cause they are fucking bad. But hey, to each his own. All I'm saying is what I said from the beginning. After you cross a certain line, we can't never be cool. I understand everybody can't accept that, but that's reality. That is reality. Want to know what everybody really waiting for? Everybody is really waiting for when the other shoe drop. Not that fake kind that you tried to make up that's on that recording too. Because on that recording, you also made mention of you and your new buddy pretending that y'all was beef. And I know that had to have made you mad that nobody gave a damn. I knew because I heard the recording, but I ain't give a damn though. I ain't give a damn. Ask anybody. Anything that comes from y'all, I say that's a lie because y'all lie. Y'all are aging narcissists, bitter, angry. Man, y'all just don't know. It be people out here doxing that really do not need to be doxed because the shit that come up on them, it's a shame and a scandal, baby. It's just a shame and a scandal. And I like how people done grew them some balls. And I like how Matt in the bushes is always saying that I'm on drugs. No, I was on drugs. Matt in the bushes, you take pills right now. Matt in the bushes, did you or did you not have Ziploc bags of pills at your house? Did you or did you not ask me to get you some joints from the lady that I know in NC? Did you or did you or not ask my sister to get you the pink rocks? Did you or did you not tell me that your fucking doctor cut you off your meds? Did you or did you not tell me that you didn't like the Suboxone and you threw it in the trash and you just want to take the pills? But you will sit up here and even threaten my life when I tried to help you get your shit together. Giving you full spectrum CBD oil and shit just to see if it'll work. He gonna need more than that. You see how big he is, okay? I know the friend that I've been. In order to truly know about a situation, you gotta have the patience to observe. At one point, I sat back for 30 days quiet and I just observed. I observed a lot of people who was weak. I observed people who used to be cool with me. I like seeing them like more change up in that moment. One minute they cool, and then the next minute they're going along with the narrative that's been put out. And I wasn't saying nothing about it. So I can't get mad. These people was constantly making videos every day because they ain't had no life. But for me, when I started beefing with these people, in my mind, it was time for me to get my shit together. So I kind of withdrew from being online. I felt like I had wasted my time. I had, started dealing with people that was toxic. I had no business dealing with it, and that I need to focus. So it wasn't anything that I had to say. I will just say this. I will not sit up here and go back and forth on videos with an old ass bitch. But what I will do is when I come back later, I'm going to come back with everybody that are my homies. They my homies now. You ain't got to worry about them. I got them. I got them. And each person is going to say their piece because so many people have just been fucking hurt. The way this motherfucker just went about using and abusing certain people, it's just fucked up. Elroy, crazy ass. I don't like Elroy, right? Hold on. I don't like I don't like it at all. But I won't lie on Elroy. And I'ma tell you this. Elroy was spying on Diet and on Curry for Drenisi. She was supposed to be like finding out information. She was like the mole. And so she came over there in that El Rodriguez thing because she explained it all to me. That she used the El Rodriguez over there. She used the Juicy Juice in in her chat. And she has sent that girl to go find out information. And that girl went and she did it. She did what was asked of her without no problem, without no question. She went and did what was asked of her with no question. She did exactly what was asked of her. She went and she spied on these people. And the first day that you reconciled with your friends, you told her that she needed to apologize to your friend. Excuse me, had to spit, y'all. You said that she had to apologize to your friends. And when she went on your friend channel to apologize, she got cussed out real bad. And honestly, she been running around here gone crazy ever since. She don't know what to do with her damn self. But you ain't taking no accountability for nothing you do. To the point where as though she had to apologize to you when you the one kicked her fucking back in. But that's how narcissists make you feel. They'll make you feel that you're the one that did something wrong by projecting what they done onto you. So I'm sure crazy ass felt like I did her wrong. How did I do it? Because I did what she asked me to do. I just could have. I just should have came and apologized. And I saw so many people associated with this lady just get shitted on, just because she hooked up with these people. Now, contrary to the lie that's being told, as soon as she hooked up with them, I cut her off. She went crying to Puerto Rican, and Puerto Rican going to talk about that later on, because we going, yeah, they coming on here, and we going to get into all of it. I'm going to get ready and go, y'all. It's time for me to go for my walk. Time for me to go hit the river walk. Everybody, have a blessed day. Love those that love you. Peace.